Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bringing you the NFL Week 3 preview between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. Now let's start with the Jags in this ball game. Talking about that offense, tough break last week up in New Jersey against the Jets, but you look at what they can do well. I like the tight end play of the Jaguars. Zach Miller's an outstanding tight end, and if Mercedes Lewis is going to be healthy, now you can utilize those tight ends in the passing game against the safeties of the Carolina Panthers. That's a big question mark I have about the Panthers defense. So the Jaguars have to come in and utilize those safeties in the passing game and spread it and run. The Jags do a great job of spreading teams out and running inside, a lot of inside zones with Maurice Jones-Drew, and that's a huge success for these guys. So I like the Jags coming in and taking advantage of that formation and utilizing some running plays, and also play Gabbert. Don't play yourself by saying, oh, we're going to win with McCown. Play Gabbert, take your lumps. Gabbert also is very mobile and probably is going to get out a lot of pressure with his legs. Defensively, I'm liking what I see from the Jags. Yes, they scored a lot. They got scored on a lot last weekend versus the Jets, but I like what I see out of the Jags defense. They play without Aaron Campman, so I like the fact that Matt Ross came in, stepped up, played some solid defensive end for him, and that defensive line is very powerful. I think these guys have an opportunity to be a better defense than they were last year. They're already causing a lot of havoc, so I like what I see out that Jags D. And the biggest matchup is the interior defensive line versus the interior offensive line of the Carolina Panthers. If the Jags can come in and dominate the interior, guess what? The Panthers have problems running the football, and the Jags will be able to control the line of scrimmage and tee off on Cam Newton, and that's going to be the biggest thing, keeping contained against Newton, and it all starts with the interior defensive line. Now you look at the Panthers coming into this matchup. Run balance is vital. That's the reason why the Panthers have lost these ball games. No balance on offense. Cam Newton is playing outstanding. Probably is going to win the Rookie of the Year because of his passing ability. The running game has to come along with it. Imagine how dangerous this offense can be if they get balanced. So the running game has to be vital, and you have to feature Brandon LaFell more. I like him more as a number 2 wide receiver operating off Steve Smith. Feature him more, get him the football, and allow these other wide receivers like Amani Edwards and Kealoha Polaris. You know, notice how I didn't mention the name. I think Polaris and Amani Edwards are vying for that 3rd and 4th slot. They're a lot better, and that's going to open up that offense and give you guys more balance to be effective. And I love the offensive aggressiveness. You guys stretch the football deep down the field a lot. I like that about the Panthers. Defensively, play close to the line of scrimmage until any quarterback back there for the Jaguars can prove otherwise, that they can back the Panthers out of it by throwing the football. So if the Panthers can play close to the line of scrimmage, be aggressive against the run, I like the chances to win against this offense. And I look at the safety play versus the tight ends. That's going to be vital this week for the Panthers. Safety play was a problem last week against the Packers. It can be a problem this week against the Jaguars if they allow those tight ends to have a field day. I think that's going to be the key matchup for this defense, is making sure the Panthers safeties come to play against the Jacksonville Jaguars tight ends. Now let's take a look at some X factors in this ball game. I like to look at my X factors for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The X factor has to be Blaine Gabbert. His play last in mop-up duty was okay, so you have to think he's going to do the same thing against in a full game. He's going to struggle, but at least he's going to take his lumps early and not go with the McCown tragedy that happened last week. For the Panthers, the X factor has to be the ground game. If the running backs come to the party, if the ground game can come to the party, the Panthers will be a tough team to beat throughout this ball game. I'm going with Carolina at home. I've liked what I've seen out of Cam Newton. I like what I've seen out of the rest of the team rallying around him and playing inspired, plus playing at home. This is the week he gets his first victory, and he won't throw for 400 yards, maybe 300, but not 400. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.